What's up, everybody? Welcome to AEW Uncensored. I'm here with my man, Alan. We are the Bridge and Tunnel Connect, Nolan Hash, and the Beast from the East. Wait a minute. Time out. I'm a restart because I fucked something up. So here we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to AEW Uncensored. I'm here with my man, Alan. We are the Beast from the East and the West, and I don't know what the fuck. Nolan Hash.
With the least research.
We have the least research. Anyway, so I fucked it up again. But should we take three?
Yeah, do take three.
Okay, let's see. Alan's back, so I now have to fucking say all this bullshit again. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome to AEW Uncensored. I'm here with my man, Alan. We are fucking something.
Let me do it just like I did it last time.
You do it.
Welcome to AEW Uncensored. I'm here with my man, Bill. We are, the former Bridge and Tunnel Connect, Nolan Hash, and the Beast from the East and the West with the least research. There you go.
The East-West Connect. That's right. We're back to the East-West Connect. You're right, John. Thanks for... Yeah, John fucking reminded me. Yeah, that was fucking great. Sorry. First of all, I forgot to record us. That was number one. Number two, I just butchered it when I came back anyway, and then butchered it yet again. So Alan's joining us for a random pop-in. Yeah, so welcome back, Alan. It's I think the people forgot what you looked like.
Yeah,
they forgot what you sounded like, and
I thought that,
school's out.
School's out, kind of. I am unfortunately going to be I'll be here in 2 weeks again, and then after that I'm going to be on a possible hiatus to fix a mangled storage unit in New York that I have to fly in for. So yes, after 2 weeks from now, my next time on the show is going to be TBD. Call it the forced Howard Stern vacation.
To be determined.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so sorry to hear about that, of course.
Yeah, is what it is. It's never...
All right, now that I fucking butchered that and we got Alan back, let's just start. So real quick, first thing I want to mention was the very first AEW trading card went up this past week, I believe, which was a CM Punk card number 0 preview card. It was on Upper Deck. I didn't realize Upper Deck was who had the rights to AEW. They have a multi-year deal with AEW to do their trading cards. So I bought 5 of them. Right now they're just e-cards, but once they are available, you're able to ship them. So you basically rip the pack on the website, and it's one card. It's just a CM Punk. I meant to actually get about 5 more Friday, and I completely forgot. I thought about it, didn't do it, and then got tired and went to bed. Then I woke up Saturday, I go, fuck, I forgot to get more. I think my plan is I'll send 2 to PSA, 2 to HGA, and 1 to the place you sent those Marvel
RCG.
Cards to. RCG. So I think that's my plan.
Why 1 to RCG?
Just because they look cool. I like.
Oh no, what I meant is I actually might recommend 1 to HGA, 2 to RCG.
Oh yeah.
I think RCG has the better slab. It's got right now it has the better reputation overall,
right,
as far as their customized slabs and such go. So if you had to do, obviously PSA, is the number one. But if you had to then choose 2 to 1, 1 to the other, I would say 2 to RCG, 1 to HGA. But that's my opinion.
Okay. We'll talk about it when the time comes, because I'm gonna force you to tell me how to submit.
That's fine.
All right. Anything miscellaneous from you that you wanted to talk about?
No. I think the only other thing really is, and I think this just went up yesterday. It might be old news because I've been out of the loop. But Tony Khan did announce that AEW Dark is, now moving forward going to be emanating live from Universal Studios.
Yeah, I spoke about that last.
You
week.
did, okay.
And it's official. Yeah, it's official. I had heard the rumor. I don't know if it was a rumor or official, but you're saying Tony Khan just said it, so there you
Yeah,
go.
it was a news item on eWrestling News this week, which is why I thought that was the first time it was being announced. But yeah, I mean, not only did he confirm that it's going to be live from Universal moving forward, he did say that it is going to be a true developmental show, which is funny because I always figured that's already what it kind of was. But I didn't get that feeling certainly from they just put one up last night. Out of the blue, they put up a dark show, I guess just because they wanted to have something on there to come before tonight's show.
Son of a bitch, I forgot to watch that because something I think I wanted to talk about might have happened on that show. Did it?
It depends on what you're thinking of.
The video I showed, it's the fan video that I sent you
That
guys
I
yesterday?
didn't see on this one, but then again, I didn't watch the full show for specific reasons, just being distracted and other things going on yesterday. But yeah, if that was on last night, I didn't see it on the video last night.
Shit, I completely forgot to. I don't know. I forgot that it was on, and I forgot to look at it. But
they announced it like day of. It's very weird how they're doing that now. Like day of, they're going, "Oh, we're gonna have a dark show tonight." So yeah.
All right, so basically, let's talk about that real quick. Cause the action figure shit. You want to talk about it at all? Did you have anything?
No, I mean, it looks like they're doing well. I think they're gonna have these. Britt Baker's gonna have a bloody exclusive for ringside. Britt Baker. Yeah, she's gonna have a bloody exclusive for ringside. I saw some other bloody figures, but I couldn't tell if those are also ringside exclusives.
I didn't see those, but
okay.
Yeah, I mean they got Brodie Lee,
yeah.
So that's cool. I think that's Series 9 of
Unrivaled.
Unrivaled, yeah. So poor Alex Reynolds gets left out of that fucking mix.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for that Uno figure. That Uno figure looks good.
The Uno looks good, and they showed. I think they had already shown this, but they showed more detailed pics, at least art-wise, of the next LJN, which is Darby Allin.
Yeah. Anna Jay's in there, so.
And isn't there a CM Punk figure that's already been announced?
Yeah, that's on the no, but that's the other one, Unmatched.
Okay. See, this is what bothers me a little bit about their lines. They're very confusing as far as how they're marking them and figuring out the different families of titles, so to speak. You know, I feel like they're kind of all over the place in that regard.
Well, they just started the second line Unmatched, so the Unmatched has the rubberized figures in it.
Right. So there's Unmatched, so there's Unrivaled, and then there's also the basic line, right?
So yeah, so maybe Unmatched. See, now you're saying that.
You see my point, though. It's confusing.
No, I think Unmatched is where the Dark Order is.
Okay.
Because they have the LJN style rubber figure. So I think 9 is Jericho in his Lucha whatever the fuck, Corse de Leon or whatever setup. So it's a throwback figure. Yet another Cody figure. I'm gonna assume it's in a suit because they have him pictured in a suit. How many fucking more do we need? Then we have fuck. I can't remember. There was somebody else. Oh, CM Punk is in that one, right? So, and there's obviously 3 other ones. I can't recall who they are, but yeah. So they got new figures coming out. The Bloody Brit looks all right. We'll see. And what was the fucking other thing we wanted to talk about just now? Okay, sorry. So Dark, there was a fan video. It might have happened last night. I completely forgot to go check it out. But Max Caster's back. Max Caster's throwing out. He comes out. He has 2 pieces of paper or whatever. He goes, all right. This has been approved by AEW management. And he goes on to say all this nice stuff and this and that. And he goes, what the hell? And he just rips it up. And then he starts doing taking some shots. So I'm glad that is how they presented it. I really like that. Unfortunately, I felt like that's something that should be done on a major show. Like you shouldn't. I felt that would have had a lot of impact on a major show, not AEW Dark. You know what I'm saying?
They probably should have had that on Rampage, actually. If they were going to have it anywhere like around now, like Friday's show would have been a good show to put that on.
Right. I mean, I thought it was brilliant. I couldn't hear everything perfectly.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to see. Maybe it'll be on Dark Monday or Tuesday. Who knows? If after this, I'm going to jump on and check.
Yeah,
YouTube
like I
and
said,
see if,
it totally could have been on last night's show. I did not watch the whole thing. I was skipping around.
Right.
But it totally could have been on there. They were doing a bit of jumping around with different segments and such, which is one of the things that I had noticed that they did with Julia Hart. So, I mean, that's kind of a quick thing since we don't really talk about Dark. I don't know what happened, but they decided to take Julia Hart out of Battle Royal for tonight. She had a match, and it looked like she might have gotten hurt. It was hard to say. It looked like she might have hurt her knee. And then all of a sudden, a couple segments later, she's doing this promo in the back saying, I'm going to be in the Battle Royal. And she gets attacked by Nia. I almost called her Nia Jax. Sorry. By Nyla Rose. And by, what's her name? Who's built like a brick shit house. God damn it. Jade, thank you. So Jade.
Oh, Jade's another figure in that CM Punk run.
That's right.
I can't wait for that figure.
So Jade and Nyla attack Julia, and they hurt her knee, and it makes me wonder if that was done on the fly, because it did look like she tweaked herself in that match. Because otherwise, I can't understand why out of the blue they'll just say, "Now let's pull her out of the Battle Royal." So that was somewhat significant if you're a Julia Hart fan.
Yeah, and they put some something blue.
Sky blue.
Woman in sky blue. Yeah. I guess she was over with the crowd. I don't know where she's from or what.
She's been on the independent circuit for years. I think they had her for a hot minute in NXT and Mae Young Classic. She's been around for a long time, just as far as independents go. So yeah, apparently they like how she performed with Red Velvet, and I guess they decided to just throw her in there.
Yeah, shout out John. What's up, man? I know I referenced you earlier, but good afternoon to you as well. Before we really get going here, so let's start with Dynamite. Dynamite led off with Santana Ortiz versus FTR. I mean, you really can't go too wrong with these guys. I love the Dead President's Pain again by Santana Ortiz. Shows they're coming to fight. One thing I've mentioned this a bunch of times. I don't know if Alan, you agree with me, but I hate how the ring apron's so wide. The ropes are so the ropes are so far from the ring post that when they try to do these moves and spots where they need to use the ring post as like to hurt their shoulder or to throw them into and really knock them out, it's so deep that you have to either overdo it or you try to do it and it looks bad and it doesn't work. I listen, enough with this current fucking we need to be Cirque du Soleil wrestling. Fix your ring, get your ring to normal scale. We don't need fucking 4-foot wide aprons. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Because you're fucking up like a main part of a wrestling match just so you can do Cirque du Soleil on the edges on the outside aprons. You know what I mean? Like, that it drives me fucking crazy because I think it was like twice in this match they tried it. One time he really had to fucking like dive and fucking smash into the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he really had to launch himself. So I just, it's like one thing that just fucking pet peeving me. One of many, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. I've always felt that the scale, like you said, does seem to be off for that ring. I remember thinking the same thing with Impact. I always felt like Impact's rings were also a little weird in terms of how they scale them. You do need to come up with some type of a common scale for them to be able to do common wrestling things. And this, you're right, this is more built for a circus than it is for actual wrestling.
I love their ring, just shorten the apron. Yeah. Or not even shorten the apron, but get bigger ropes or whatever and fucking shorten between the posts and the ropes. It's that simple.
Yeah.
John says, after TK said Blue would be in the Battle Royal, they had to take someone out to make room for Ruby to be the Joker. 100%. Okay. That makes sense.
All right.
So that's right, because I was wondering why they would take Julia Hart out and open a spot for Blue when they had already did this Blue thing a couple days ago, like earlier in the week.
You know what, though? Here's the thing, though. If that's true, it's kind of fucked up because Julia's been putting in a lot of work. She seems to be really good in the ring for how young she is. Fuck Sky Blue. I know she's been around for a while, but what the fuck? Put her in something later on then. Keep Julia in there and then have your extra spot for the Joker. What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah, Julia has been doing well.
Yeah, she's been doing really well, and she's been there for more than a hot minute at the moment. It's like, what the hell? If that's true, then that's fucked up that she's the one that gets the shaft. I'm not happy about that if that's the case.
All right, so moving on with the match. A good match. I love both teams. There was a few miscues in this match, which kind of sucks because both teams usually work very clean. They're like one of the two teams that every time they're in the ring, they're usually pretty solid.
Yeah.
But it was still a good match overall, despite the couple miscues. What do you got yourself? Anything specific? I know you don't have super detail on.
Yeah, and I apologize for that, everybody. I've been it's been a distracting week, so I don't have like super duper notes for the shows this week, but no, nothing specific. To your point, also, yeah, it looked a little, I don't know if stiff's the right word, but there was a bit of clunkiness for sure.
Yeah.
Particularly for an opening match, but not much else outside of that.
And particularly for them.
And for them too, right? Exactly. Yeah.
So, all right, moving on. 2.0 and Garcia have a promo about Darby. I don't know who the fuck Garcia's sucking off in 2.0, but I mean, these guys have had prevalent fucking TV time for the last month.
Yeah.
And I just don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. The Garcia kid doesn't have anything he doesn't have any charisma to me. Like where Darby and him are the same size, you go, well, like it's not just his size. He just doesn't have the charisma. Darby has this charisma, this thing about him, you know what I mean? That makes you interested in him. 2.0, I'm like on the fence with them. I think the one dude is a little too macho anvil, nasty boy, fucking, he's leaning into like being a mix of like fucking 6 or 7 different old school pro wrestlers, which is cool because you like to see him taken from the old school, but not literally taking from the old school. You know what I mean?
He doesn't seem to be very creative as far as trying to find something for himself. It does feel like he is a hodgepodge of different, like he's an amalgam of different old characters, like you said.
Right.
But outside of that, I agree with you. I don't find anything particularly interesting about them to the point that they should have as much time as they've been getting.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. All right, so we move on to CM Punk comes out. He's cutting a promo. And then you got 2.0 and Garcia run out. And again, my notes here. Who's pushing these guys so hard?
Yeah. You're getting these guys involved with Punk? Really?
Right.
Serious?
Right. I mean, I get that there's the whole Darby crossover with them. So, I mean, it makes sense in that term. But they attack Punk. Then Darby and Sting come down for the save. Darby and Punk have a little face-off. Sting gets on the mic, shows some love to Punk, and then rambles. I love Sting, but the reality is he's never been a great promo.
Yeah.
I mean, his in-ring work was always great. He always was like charismatic and shit. He just wasn't a good promo. I mean,
well, that was never his shtick. That's the thing. Some guys, there are legends who that's not their shtick. Not every legend has to be a great talker, and not every great talker has to be a great wrestler. And Sting has always been about it's always been about his in-ring work and his character, as opposed to his work on the mic.
Right. It's funny because Sting has had some good promos, and then Sting has had promos where I'm like, holy shit, he's meandering. It's on a Sammy level.
It's why I think, and I mean, you may have a different opinion because you're obviously the biggest Sting fan that there is, but I've always felt that his Crow character was perfect for him because he didn't have to talk. The thing of it is, though, his presence spoke the volumes that were needed. Just his overall presence and look and being, presence, I guess is the best word for it. He didn't have to say a word, and that fit his MO perfectly that he didn't have to.
Something that someone said that really, I never really thought about it, believe it or not, out of all these years, is like Sting's gimmick, and then you see Sting's gimmick and you go, oh, okay. And then he talks and you go, wait, he's still that guy from California. He's not the brooding, guy that you see him playing, when he talks. So it's almost like when he does talk now, you're like, wait a minute. He's supposed to be this kind of like stoic guy, silent guy, but then when he talks, he's just Steve Borden from California.
I mean, there's one exception to that. I'm sure if you follow, you probably followed him in TNA when he was doing his Heath Ledger Joker act.
I didn't, but I saw a lot of promos on that. Yes.
That's the one time where he really just took himself out of his element. He became something completely different. I thought he did a good job with it, actually. And he was not at all acting like any of his previous incarnations.
Right.
So,
and listen, when he was Crow in 97, 96, 97, 98, he didn't need to even cut the promo.
No.
So it wasn't this brooding guy. Then he finally talks and you go, well, he's Steve Borden from California.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Now he's still that character, but he talks and he's Steve Borden
from California.
He's almost the surfer style Sting in the talking
Right.
realm. So
Right.
yeah, so it's something someone said and I was like, yeah, you're right. You're actually fucking like, I was like, holy shit, like I never thought about it like that, Then we had a Omega and Christian video package. Up next was a sit-down promo with Shivani and MJF. I like this. He doesn't let Shivani interview him. Now, I dislike a lot of this where Shivani's there and they take the fucking mic.
Oh, we
from
both
him.
been
They
talking about that. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right. This, though, works for MJF's character, and that's why I liked it. It's supposed to be a sit-down with him and Shivani. He ignores Shivani. He cuts him off every time he tries to get involved. It was a damn good promo to be, in general, and just a promo about ending Jericho's career and how Jericho has to stay in wrestling too long because he needs that spotlight.
Yep.
He needs that for his validation. So I really liked how they played this promo out. I don't know if you got to see it or what.
Yeah, so I love the promo. I am sick of the program. This program is older than Gandhi at this point. But I like the promo. MJF found a way to keep it fresh. The funny thing, what you're talking about with Shivani, so, and again, I haven't been on the show in a while, so if you already talked about this, I apologize. But a couple of weeks ago, I think it was, where CM Punk made his premiere on Dynamite. He had sent out a tweet earlier that day, and he said, so Tony Schiavone is going to be interviewing me, and Tony, I'm going to let you keep a hold of your microphone while I talk.
Yes. Which I like.
He knows where it's at, and hopefully he's talking to, other people in the back to say, cut this shit, let him do his job. But obviously that didn't happen today. So.
Yeah. But it was more of a sit down.
It was more of a sit-down. But even so, they've had a lot of these sit-down things in the past with other commentators, and the commentator still is involved.
But that's what I liked about this, because this worked because you could see that's exactly what he was trying to do.
Okay.
It was like, he was forcing that heelness where he's like, no, I don't care about this sit-down interview. I'm going to fucking talk.
Okay.
You're not going to ask me questions. I'm just going to speak. So for me, I felt like that worked perfect. It worked perfectly for me, It wasn't one of those where I was frustrated that Shivani didn't get to ask the questions per se.
Okay.
Like I felt like I see what they were doing in that moment and I liked it.
All right.
So it obviously different in the middle of the ring, and if that happened every time, I'll get into that later where I dislike the same exact thing in a second. I'm Rick. What's up, brother?
What's up?
Thanks for joining us. Like and subscribe. Next up, we had Orange Cassidy versus Jack Evans. Okay. Did you watch this match?
I watched it peripherally.
Okay. Run ropes, run the ropes, whirlwind DDT. Are they just training, or are they just training each other? Like, is this just wrestling training or what? I mean, and I hate to say this because Flair had these little things that he did in matches: over the rope twirl, run, clothesline, the fucking middle rope, thrown off the top rope. But it's like almost the whirlwind DDT by Orange is like getting to me.
Yeah.
I don't think they did the hands in the pockets at the beginning. I really didn't give two shits about this match, so I really didn't focus. But I did notice something. This is another thing during this match. They did the standing switch spot over and over and over and over and over. And the fucking fans are co-signing this shit. The fans are culpable in why wrestling is dog shit as well.
Yeah, we'll probably get into that later on for this too as well. It's like, yeah, they're pulling all the WWE shit now, the fans.
Like you're culpable. Why wrestling is just fucking acrobatics and Cirque du Soleil and little shticks, because you chant for this shit and this is awesome. Like, shut the fuck up. I hate
that shit. I really do. I've always hated that for years and years, that they would start putting that shit. This is awesome. You deserve it. Holy shit. Like, whatever. It's like, no.
Like the fucking standing switch, they must have did it 18 times in a row. Like,
I have a theory.
I'm exaggerating, but
I have a theory on this, and it's funny because something kind of similar happened on Raw. I'm sure you heard about the whole rigmarole that happened between Nia Jax and Charlotte on Raw. Did you hear about this?
No.
Very long story short, they miscommunicated in the middle of the match. And they got into each other's faces, and they were trying to get on the same page. Charlotte was trying to get back on the same page. And you could tell that this was confirmed, that they lost their minds of what they were supposed to do. And Charlotte started doing some repetition of running under the ropes and doing different move sets, like repeating them. I saw that happening here, again, peripherally, and I was wondering in the back of my head, and maybe my mind was poisoned by what happened on Raw. I'm like, are they forgetting what they're supposed to be doing? And so they're doing a lot of repeating of spots to try to get back on the same page? Because when I see something like that, I'm wondering if that's the case. Are they trying? It's like if you're an actor on stage and you forget your lines and someone's whispering in your ear and they're feeding you what the next line is and they're trying to get you back on track. I'm wondering if that's what happened here, because it was weird how they kept repeating the same motions, like you said, like 8 times.
I don't give them that much credit.
Really?
I just don't. I'm not going to give them that much credit that they got lost. I just believe that they would do stupid shit like this.
Okay.
Just my opinion.
You could be right.
John says it perfectly. A useless match for a go-home show. Like, this match
the match wasn't needed at all. No way.
Like, I didn't give a fuck
for a go-home
about
show.
this,
No way.
I'm over the Orange Cassidy stick.
Me too. If you remember, I used to like him quite a bit, and now I am completely over Orange Cassidy. I agree. They need to reinvent him at this point, I think, honestly.
Another thing, like, not even reinvent them, just stop with certain shit. You don't have to do the pocket thing at the beginning of every fucking match, and whatever. But the other thing was, they finished this match during a commercial, just before the commercial came back in picture-in-picture. Now, they're stupid as fuck, but they're saying that they did this to say you should watch during the picture-in-picture because you never know what's going to happen. It's not something they'll always do, and of course, this match, nobody gives a fuck about anyway. It works if that's... I don't care about this match, so I don't care if they finish it during the commercial, but it's just stupid in my opinion.
Okay, so I didn't know that they did that they're trying to promote you to watch, or trying to encourage you to watch the picture-in-picture.
Yes.
That is fucking retarded, I'm sorry, but the picture-in-picture, it's so hard to see what the hell is going on. You should not...
What are you on, a 12-inch TV, bro? Get a 65er so you can
I watch on my laptop, actually, so I guess that helps explain it. But you're right. Jesus Maybe on a bigger TV, it's easier.
Fucking 6-inch fucking screen, exactly. Of course.
But even so...
Of course, it's pixelated mess. You look like Mega Man fucking 3.
Even so, I don't think you should encourage something might happen, picture-in-picture. Nah. Look... It's a time rule thing, man. Don't have anything important happening during a commercial break. If you have to have a fucking break in the middle of a match, do not have any important spots happening during the commercial break. Because they eventually take away the picture-in-picture. It's not even up there for the whole break, and that pisses me off too. They eventually take it away.
I'm with you. Well, that's when they go to national.
Yeah.
When they have local, they can play it. When it's national, they can't play it.
So even more reason that no matter what, you're not going to get to watch the whole thing regardless, because you're right. They flip from
well, this was one that went all the way through.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know.
Either way.
Do they not have any now? Okay, I guess you're right. I was watching it peripherally.
Because the pin happened just before they came back from
Okay, gotcha.
All right. And then apparently, my notes here, if I'm not mistaken, the Hardy Family Office did a run-in or something, and maybe I'm wrong, but does everybody else not give a shit about the Hardy family office like me?
I don't give a flying fuck. Yeah, that happened post-match. I see no reason for him to be here anymore.
I mean, bro, like this is AEW 2019-2020 all over again, where it's just like constant running, tons of people.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
You know,
it seemed like they were getting away from a lot of this craziness, except certain situations which make a little more sense.
Yeah, but it's always going to be in the DNA, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know. Then we had a great promo from Kingston and Miro. Moving on to that, now this is where the MJF thing worked, and I saw why. And this is really fucking aggravating to me. Jericho has an in-ring promo with Jim Ross. Now, this felt like, let's just put Jim Ross in the ring and have fans cheer for him. Right? That's what that felt like, because what happens? Chris Jericho comes in the ring. Jim Ross asks him like one fucking question. And then Jericho hijacks the entire segment in the middle of the ring with the fucking mic and goes on a fucking tirade. What was the point in bringing Ross out?
Right, and what really bothers me about it too is that Jericho should fucking know better. Jericho is old school. He's been in the old business. Again, he should know the rules. Let the commentator do the job. You're taking the microphone. You're hijacking the promo, like you said. He should know better. It's one thing if some young talent is doing this who doesn't know any better, that they think this is okay to do. Jericho needs to be one of the voices in the back saying, you guys have to stop pulling this shit. And now he himself is doing it.
I always thought he was that guy who would attack people when they came through the fucking from the gorilla position. You know, I've heard stories where he's literally gotten in fistfights with guys, or almost fistfights with guys, because they did something that was against the wrestling code.
Yes.
Yet Jericho has done nothing but go against wrestling codes since AEW started.
Exactly. That's my point. It's like once Jericho joined up with this company, he's thrown his 35 plus years out of the business to just be like, oh, well, okay, I'm now in a different place and I could just start anew and do things differently. And it's not helping that you've got him who's a senior voice back there pulling the same shit. And you're right. First of all, it's massively disrespectful to Jim Ross, who, yes, Jim Ross is now at a place where you got to take him out to the back of the barn and do your business. What you got to do. I do think he's at that point now where he's just about done. But it's not the point. Whether it was Ross or Shivani or whoever, what is the point of bringing them out there unless, like you said, try to get a cheap pop from the crowd? Jim Ross is out in the ring. And then Jericho just takes the microphone and just goes nuts.
Yeah, it's just what a waste of putting this as Jim Ross interviews Jericho.
I agree.
Like,
see, for something like this,
just send Jericho out there for what Jericho always does.
Exactly.
Hijacks his stupid segment.
Exactly. You just took the words out of my mouth. There is no reason to even have a commentator in there. Have Jericho walk right out with a microphone and start talking.
And do what he does. Make a mess of fucking a segment like he does all the time.
Right.
See, like, this annoyed me as to where the MJF thing I thought was fucking perfect.
You're right. The formatting of the MJF thing was better. Yes, absolutely.
John says something that's fucking hilarious and perfect. John says Jericho's promo felt longer than CM Punk's initial promo on Rampage. That was 20 minutes between him walking out and him finishing that promo.
Yep.
100%. That's how I feel every time Jericho talks.
Yep.
Just too fucking long. Jericho, you're not that important. We don't care about you that much.
And not only is he not that important, again, this, kudos to MJF. He is doing everything he can to try to keep this feud fresh. But the feud is staler than the food. The feud is staler than the food that was waiting for me when I came back to my apartment after having been away for a year and 2 weeks.
Jesus.
I'm not kidding.
You still had food waiting?
Well, I had like packaged granola bars that had passed their expiration date. I had frozen vegetables in the freezer, things like that. And that shit was fresher than this feud. Again, kudos to MJF. He is trying to make chicken shit into chicken salad and keep things fresh. He's very good at what he does on the mic. I am sick of this feud, and they've got to put it the fuck to bed already.
Yeah, they got to definitely put it to bed.
You know, they're bringing in all this new talent. I'm hoping, what I'm really hoping at this point is that when Daniel Bryan shows up, maybe
Stale ziti, John says.
No, the ziti was still good, actually. So I had pasta here, but it expires in 22 and 23. So the pasta was fine. The pasta was still fine. The granola bars had expired in 21.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Actually, I want to make sure I address that. So, you know, I'm hoping that maybe when Daniel Bryan shows up, maybe Jericho goes heel again. Because God fucking no, you know, I can't stand his goddamn face. I want him to be a heel again. Put Jericho heel. Get him in a program with Bryan, maybe. Gotta get him. You know, there's all this other talent that they're getting into the company now, and he has been feuding with MJF. I'm not kidding. Has this feud been like over a year now? It's got to have been over a year.
It feels like it.
I think it literally has been over a year because I think the feud started. Okay, not the feud. I apologize for that. The story with MJF trying to ingratiate himself into the inner circle.
Yes.
That story began at the beginnings of the pandemic.
Right.
The story needs to be put to bed.
Here's the other thing. Why are we not seeing the Pinnacle as the Pinnacle and the Inner Circle as the Inner Circle?
Yeah.
What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are they... Like, they're not doing enough to make these impactful groups.
No.
You know? Just my opinion.
I think you're right. And I think that's always been a problem with this programming is that, yeah, like... I think that the last time you had a true impactful group here was the original Dark Order under Brodie Lee, where they did feel like they were trying to make a very historic, impactful group. And
then they fucking threw that out the window and fucked that up.
Right, exactly. But then ever since then, that's been it. There's never really been a real legitimate stable that feels like something you want to see every week. So,
all right, yeah, let's move on from that bullshit.
Yeah.
Next up, we had a Darby promo, this was great because it was like a video and a promo mixed together.
Yep.
It was short, it was sweet, it was impactful. He basically says he should have been last on CM's Punk list, not first, so that's why he's taking an exception to it. And then he says how, you know, Punk said if he was 15 years old, Darby would be his favorite wrestler, and Darby said when he was 15, Punk was his favorite wrestler.
Yep.
So I like that. I like that little. I really like how they intertwine the two promos and the two statements, and you know it worked for both of them.
Yes.
I thought it was great. I really thought this was a great promo.
I agree.
Next up, we had Hobbs versus Brian Cage. Now I like Hobbs. I like Brian Cage. I think Hobbs has a fucking humongous upside. I'm glad he's getting a little shine here with this. But it's also, like I said last week, I feel like the Taz and Cage thing keeps going.
Yeah.
It's almost like the Jericho and MJF feud. It just keeps going.
Yeah.
So we had to throw Hobbs in the mix now. So Hobbs is the next speed bump. And I get it. You got to put the speed bumps in to get to where you need to end. But we're almost like, fucking, come on now.
Yeah, this is taking forever to get through the different barriers to get to where you need to go.
Right. It was a little slow and awkward on the reversals and transitions during this match. Like you would think like a cleaner like flip over to get behind a guy or just a movement to get behind a guy was a little off and a little more like off to the side or something. They're two beefy guys. I get it, but they're both pretty agile. So
yeah.
I know Hobbs, I believe, is pretty young in wrestling still. So that could be it. But I did love how the match finished. It was very well done with the ref distraction and the belt use for the win. So I like that. I thought that was sweet.
You don't see that often in AEW.
Yeah, I really liked how they did
Yeah.
it. Like they really fuck up a lot of these distracted ref moments, but that was great.
Yeah.
I thought it played really well. Shout out to everybody on Facebook watching.
Hey, yo.
Send us a comment in the chat. Say what's up. Next up, we have Malachi Black with a promo. He's basically aiming this at Lee Johnson. This was great. He said he'll place a coin on both eyelids, so when he sends him to Hades, he'll be able to pay the boatman for his passage.
It's a good line.
I love that line.
Yeah, it's a very good line.
I thought it was great. As much as I could give two fucks about Lee Johnson, and I feel like they're wasting Malachi Black right now, I thought he's just doing his thing, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
QT promo, I have yawn in huge capital letters with a bunch of N's. Calls out Paul White. They all attack him. He clears house. Then out comes the Gun Club. At first, I'm like, why after White clears the ring does the Gun Club come out? You know what I mean? So then Billy's behind him with a chair and nails him twice. QT himself looks shocked at this and takes it upon himself to come in and give Paul White a diamond cutter.
Yeah.
So I don't know where this is going. I could give two shits about literally everybody except Camarado that was involved with it.
I agree. It's
the Gun Crew.
Yeah. It's
Paul
boring.
White, QT, Solo. I could give two fucks. Camarado, he looks good. He got a good look to him,
he does. He stands out.
Literally. Yeah, but literally I was just like, who cares? Who cares?
Right.
Moving on for now, we have the Brit promo. She says she has a promo about a new free agent. So the new free agent is her. She's a free agent. She re-signed for a multi-year deal, whatever. Says it's a long-term deal, and she's the golden child, so she gets to make a match before All Out, and it's going to be Statlander in a handicap match against Rebel and Jamie Hayter. I don't hate it. I also don't love it, because then it feels like, why is she able to dictate to Tony Khan that she gets to make a handicap match? You know what I mean?
Just because you're the champion doesn't mean that you've got backstage pull.
Right, just because you re-signed or whatever.
Right.
I think what really needed to happen there was they needed to build some kind of storyline to turn into that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the handicap match. So, next up we had Ty versus Penelope. God, this match was fucking awful.
I was disappointed considering, Penelope and Ty are both really good in the ring, but they did not mesh well today.
I don't know what it is. They're not hitting. Like, they weren't hitting.
Yeah, it's really weird.
One thing I'm really noticing about Penelope, too, is she doesn't emote or give facial expressions when she's getting hit or getting put in moves.
Right. She's not selling.
She just blank faces everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's funny. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
She sells just by being limpish.
Yeah.
She doesn't sell. She just acts limpish, kind of drive me crazy, but go ahead.
Well, no, it's kind of weird because most of the time that we see Ty and Penelope, we normally see them on Dark or Dark Elevation, and they're having matches with jobbers, and they look great in the ring with the jobbers. But
Penelope's been very up and down. I thought Ty has looked pretty solid most of her matches.
Yes, I thought
Penelope will have a great match. She'll have a great match, and she'll have a shit match, and she'll have a great match, and then she'll have two shit matches and two great matches.
Right.
So, I don't know. I mean, but still, either way, I was just like, whew, I was a little disappointed, man. There was an awful miscue here when Ty went over towards Penelope when she was near the ropes. Great, as I tapped the fucking screen and totally lost where I was. Okay. Give me a second here. Yeah, she went over towards Penelope when she was near the ropes. When she walks over to her and Penelope finally tries to grab her to drag her down and out of the ring, but she barely touches her. Like it was like she walks towards her. You could see they're both like, what the fuck's, like they were both like didn't know what to do.
Yeah. And
then it looks like Ty just basically almost threw herself out of the rope, and then Penelope made a movement after she already started. It was weird. It was just like she barely touched her. Ty looked lost. Penelope looked lost. It's just a little weird.
Yeah.
Another piece here was Ty hits 3 running boots to the face, like from the corner. She has her in the corner, running boot, keeps her in the corner. Penelope ends up getting the upper hand just seconds later.
Yeah, that's weird because that is a Ty signature thing. She'll put her opponent in the corner. She'll do the 3 running boots. But then once that happens, that's kind of like, okay, her opponent is then on their way out. But you're right. She got the 3 boots here, and it's like, oh, well, okay, that was nothing.
Yeah, like, I think I said this last week. I think something similar happened where somebody took 3 nasty boots the same exact way. And, it might have been Ty versus the Bunny.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And Ty hit these 3, and the Bunny stumbles out to the middle and doesn't even, go down. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Fuck, bro. Like, 2 seconds later, she gets the upper hand on her. And then the fans, this is another one. The fans chanting, "This is awesome." They need to have their wrestling cards revoked.
I don't know what the fuck made them say this is awesome for anything in this match.
Any fucking fan that was in the audience at Rampage this past week, needs to fucking have their fucking cards revoked. Their wrestling fan cards revoked. You are a fucking idiot. You have no fucking clue about wrestling, and you're a problem with what's going on with wrestling.
Yeah, it's true.
This is awesome. What the fuck were you watching, you bum-ass motherfuckers?
It has become...
Fucking this is awesome.
I mean, that's the thing, though. These chants from the crowd have become so watered down, and they want to have an excuse to use them, and so they'll just throw it into anything because they want that.
They should have fucking chanted, "This is a mess. This is a mess.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a mess." Yeah. Fuck out of here, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
this is the problem with live crowds. It's like, it's great that we have live crowds again. It's great that they're not just wrestling in front of themselves now again, but this is the price you pay for bringing back live crowds, is that now once again you have this bullshit. It's not just here, it's at WWE as well. It's everywhere now. Now that the live crowds are back, they want to get involved, and so they want to have excuses to just chant whatever they want to chant, even if it's for something that doesn't necessitate that chant.
Fucking pathetic.
Yeah.
After the match, Penelope and the Bunny attack Ty Conti. Music hits, and out comes Anna Jay for her return. Another fucking blown opportunity here. Could Anna Jay look any less interested in coming out?
Yeah, like, she's like, well, I guess I'll walk down to that ring. It's like,
yeah. Awful. This is what I wrote. Awful fade emotes and power walking. She should have been, boom, a grease lightning right out of the tunnel, run to the fucking thing. Somebody said, I think I mentioned this in the chat, and I believe Big Dub said, well, she had heels on. Well, she shouldn't have fucking heels on if she's going to have to make a save.
You know what's really funny? You ever see like those massive WrestleMania setups where they have the really long ramps? Like, I went to WrestleMania in Orlando a few years back, and they had that long fucking ramp. So,
like 25 feet tall and shit by the time that,
If that ramp was there, Anna Jay still would have been power walking to the ring as we speak. She still would have been on her way there. It
fucking drove me crazy, bro. It's a wasted return, honestly, and no effort behind it. It was lazy. It was just fucking lazy. I don't get it.
Have her run out there. Have her be silly.
And we're fans. We're fans of Anna Jay. ATA all the way, baby.
Agreed.
TJ, like whatever. But that was disappointing. It really was. Certified Hustler, what's up, man? First time seeing you. Please like and subscribe. He says, okay, I guess I'm official AEW fan. It took me a minute, but last week I went to the AEW, and I mean, never mind the NWA Empowered NWA 73. It was the best time of my life, and I saw AEW talent. The Layla Hirsch versus Brickhouse match was fire. If my letters are messed up, man, I'm voice texting because I'm driving. By the way, I never chat at you guys, but I love you. Okay, so you've been listening. Cool. He says, I'm in St. Louis. I'm a huge NWA fan. Huge. Yeah, I lived 3 blocks around from the Chase. I went to the last match of 4 years old in '83
Wow.
and went to the last.
Cool.
And I went to last weekend. That's cool,
Long
man.
time fan then.
Thanks for
yeah.
Thanks for listening, bro. Like, we appreciate it. Thanks for sending us a message here.
Yeah.
That's cool. And he says Sky Blue Wrestling will steal your heart. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen her.
She is very yeah, she's good. She's been around for a very long time. I don't know. I guess, you know what? Let's see how she does in the Battle Royal.
Yeah. Well, listen, I don't think anybody's going to show off in the Battle Royal, to be honest with you. It's just
that's true.
Not the place it's not the place to show off one-on-one,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
All right. Lots of this is my notes for this last match. Lots of guys versus lots of guys. Who cares?
This is
not even watching it. Gonna be a clusterfuck, I'm sure. However, I will say the end was pretty good when they brought down the cage and worked over the pay-per-view opponent. Their pay-per-view opponents till the show ended. I did like that. That part was great. As far as watching the whole match, I was like, I'm not even going to put effort into it. I'm just not going to.
Yeah, outside of the very end, which was a good way to end a go-home show, the match itself, like, that was not fit to be a main event for a go-home show. And I get, you know what, maybe we shouldn't be calling it a go-home show because you do have Rampage. But it's a go-home Dynamite.
I think go-home Dynamite. Yeah. So Rampage is only an hour.
Yeah, so there should have been more effort put into some type of a better main event that you still could have then gotten to the end, which you got to, which worked out nicely.
Right. All right, so let's move to Rampage now. Oh, Jesus Christ. So we had Lee Johnson versus Malachi Black. Okay. A bunch of notes here. Okay. Lee Johnson wearing a weight belt now too? I guess so. Like, don't we have enough Cody Rhodes? We need Lee Johnson to be wearing the weight belt to act like Cody Rhodes. And who's booking this kids? They're obviously. What the fuck did my notes say? Oh, okay. Who's booking this kid? You know, they obviously have zero love when coming to the ring.
Yeah.
Why are we booking this kid in this position?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's number 2. Johnson sucks at emoting. Like, his emoting in the match is fucking god awful. All right. This match sucked. They're wasting Black on this bullshit.
Yeah.
Black will eventually get Cody to turn heel, is how I'm reading this whole thing.
Yeah, I agree.
He's talking about House of Black and this and that. And if you remember the early promos and the early setups with Cody, he kind of, you beat him so easily and so badly, and you got him thinking, and you're going to make his mind turn. Like, we've thought this before, we've been wrong, but, you know, that's that.
We have been calling Cody's heel turn since 2 years now or so, but yeah. I agree with you. I feel like there's probably never been a better time to have an opportunity for that, and hopefully that is what this leads to.
And why did it take Dustin so long to come out? Like, Dustin took forever to come out. The crowd was dead.
Yeah.
The crowd was dog shit dead. They didn't even pop when Dustin came out. Dustin should have been the one to run out last week, not Lee Johnson, or 2 weeks ago, not Lee Johnson,
That's right.
Or whatever it was.
That's right.
So,
all that was missing was to give him heels and have him power walk to the ring finally.
Well, he's worn heels before, I'm sure.
That is true.
It's the Gold Dust, so there you go. All right, Certified Hustler says, I think the Joker's going to be Tessa. I could be wrong, but that's just my heart. You know what, man? I got to say no, only because Ruby Soho.
Yeah.
There's so much pump behind Ruby Soho signing that I think it's going to be Ruby Soho.
I agree. I think it's got to be Ruby.
John says, huge swerve for the Battle Royal. Rebel, not Reba. Wins setting up Rebel versus Britt. That'd be interesting, but Rebel's tough, man. Like, she's awful in the ring. Even like,
what does that stop them? It's like, you know, it makes total sense. Let's have two fuck-ups in the ring for the title who can't either wrestle or lick. I think that's a great call. That was not going to be my call for when we discuss pay-per-view, but I am agreeing with that now. What better fuck up of a match than to have Rebel and Britt? I agree.
When she's playing the goofball, like it works,
Yeah.
but when she's in a real match, it doesn't work. When she's playing the goofball who acts like she's not a wrestler, but when she's actually in the match to be a wrestler, oh, it's rough.
Yep, and that's why it's going to happen.
Oh, it's a rough one.
I believe with you, man. Yep, that's my pick. I had a number of things in my head for who would win the Battle Royal, but no, that's my pick.
All right. Let's move on. Dustin Rhodes promo where he challenges Black to a match on Dynamite. Why didn't we just do this last week? Like I said, instead of Johnson.
Yeah.
Should have got right to Dustin Rhodes. Miro in the ring cutting a promo. Out comes Kingston to his music. I love his music when it hits. It's really it's him. It's a good hard-hitting beat. Yep. So Kingston runs down God, right? He's like, your God ain't my God, as he's taking off his rosaries.
Yes.
And I'm dying because I don't think Miro's anything but Christian or whatever, you know what I mean? As he's taking off 3 sets of fucking rosaries, I got a kick out of that. Miro played that heel shit perfectly because as Kingston's rolling in the ring and he can't see Miro gracefully rolls out the back of the ring. I thought that was fucking beautiful heel shit.
Yeah.
Beautiful fucking work by Miro. Beautiful by Kingston. I loved it. I fucking whatever, bro. That whole piece was great.
Yeah, very well done.
Let me see. Man, Certified, bro, you got to join more often because you're hitting us with everything, bro. What do you say? Hold on, let me see what I could get to. No, man. That's our bot. They're doing it for us. that bot's for us. Don't sweat that. That's cool. That's for us. What do you think about the infighting between all the EVPs in real life? EVPs aren't permanent. They get fired all the time. Do you see any of the EVPs getting ready to be on Khan's nerve? Nah, I have a feeling they might even be playing that shit up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think they just all do their own thing, and I don't know. I think they all have stake in the company, so I don't know that they'll be fired. I believe they all own a little piece of the company.
Do. Yeah, nobody's getting fired. They literally each own a piece of the company. Yeah.
John's fucking with him. John said he needs to stop talking and drive. Damn, John, why are you gonna run off a fucking new chat member here? All right, let's move on. We'll see what else he has to say in a bit. Yeah, definitely hit us up throughout different shows because definitely I'll be here all day. I could fucking try to answer everything with Alan, but it'll just we'll get off track a little too much here. So then we had the handicap match we spoke about, which is Rebel and Jamie Hayter versus Statlander. I mean, listen, give Britt some shine coming out and all, but literally as the fucking women who are in the match are in the ring doing their little flamboyant moves and shit, they're showing Britt walking to the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a Britt match. Okay, we get it. You show Britt at first, walk down with them, and then focus on the wrestlers at hand. Don't stay close up on Britt. It don't make fucking sense. I don't know. The match was decent. Made no sense that Jamie Hayter just hung out outside while Rebel got submitted. You could see her just walking around.
Yeah, that doesn't.
She wasn't hurt or anything.
No,
she was just walking around.
Yeah, it looked like she might have had a brain fart or something. That did not make any sense at all. Where she's just, okay, I'm not going to get involved. Just let her tap.
Yeah, I mean the match itself wasn't too bad.
Right.
What do you got on it? Anything specific?
No, I mean it was a decent, I guess go home match to prepare for the Battle Royal. They're obviously leading you to believe that Chris is going to win the Battle Royal. At least that's what they're. I mean, I really hope that doesn't happen because that's gonna be the laziest fucking shit. Okay, after all this, she does win the Battle Royal. I think you have to have somebody else win that thing to make it more interesting. And again, if it's Reba or if it's somebody else, hopefully this is not just going to be lazy storytelling where, okay, Chris is just going to win the Battle Royal.
No, she's wrestling her. She's wrestling her on the paper.
Isn't she? So she's not in the Battle Royal. Okay, sorry. I'm so used to them be doing both. They'll have the wrestling, but then they'll also put them in the Battle Royal. Okay, so she's not
really
there at all. Huh?
I would think not, because she's wrestling Britt for the title.
Okay.
All right.
Never mind that.
Let's get you back on track.
Yeah. I got off my pills for a minute.
They have a Darby and Garcia promo with Mark Henry. I'm loving these promos. This is like fight MMA style promos. Yep. They seem to be doing this before the main events on Rampage. I like it. I like what they're doing with it. And then that leads us into Darby versus Garcia. And again, who is this Garcia kid blowing to get all this TV time?
I don't get it.
I mean, that's basically,
I mean, if they're just simply using it as a vehicle to constantly get Punk and Darby in the ring, okay, I'm going to save you, but I'm going to then have to stare down with you. It's getting old now. Like, that's all they keep doing. They keep having Darby and Punk involved with each other, helping each other out, and then having a stare down. And it's like, okay, so we get that again.
Yeah. Certified. We're on 3:05 Eastern every Sunday. That's it. Yeah, so anytime you could join, please do. We'd appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. You're fucking throwing out questions and stuff. Can't get to all of them, but, I'll hit a couple when I can. Yeah, he's saying none of them has stake in the company. I don't believe that's true.
No, they do.
I believe they all have a piece of the company. I'm not saying a lot. Tony Khan and his father obviously own the lion's share of it. But.
Yeah, I think what it is Tony Khan and his father, exactly. They're the main stakeholders, but I believe that they have given a percentage to each of these guys for good reason, because they really did start together.
The Bucks, Cody, and Kenny Omega,
yes.
I believe they own a piece.
Yes.
I don't know how much, 1%, 5%, 10%. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's, anyway, I will Google that when I'm done. And, not everything you hear on Google is true either. All right, so again, zero interest in Garcia. And you got Punk coming out to get on commentating, right? So Punk does a dive into the crowd. And then you get this fucking dummy who offers Punk a drink, an alcoholic beverage. Punk's a fucking straight edge. He doesn't drink or do drugs. And on top of that, it's a fucking 99% drink. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude?
Yeah.
Like, the fucking face, the disgust on Punk's face was hilarious.
That was great.
It was fucking brilliant. Great. You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, during this match, there was fucking some great moments. All right, he goes, "I seen you walking." Jericho says, "I seen you walking around with that vest on. It looks like a bulletproof vest." And Punk goes, "I just don't want to get shot." And then Jericho goes, "It is Chicago."
He's not wrong.
Oh my God, it was fucking brilliant.
You know what I liked about that? That reminded me of old school Jericho. I was happy to hear that, because that especially after he had such a bad fucking week. That was great, because that's exactly what 1998 Jericho would have said.
It was fucking brilliant. I mean,
he's right.
It was just funny. It was just funny. Anyway, it was a good match. At the end of the day, attacked Darby, and then Sting takes out Garcia. But Punk eventually comes down to even the odds as he distracts 2.0, does his patent and Darby does his patent and dive on him, and then stands face to face with Punk to end the show. So that was a nice little bit there. Do you have anything on this before I move on?
I don't.
Because I have...
Okay. Outside of what you've said, I don't.
I have a couple little notes here at the very end. These current wrestlers, right? They grew up idolizing wrestling and wanting to be wrestlers. and they're lazy. They're awful at making people believe, etc. Like, what is it that, like, you grew up a fan, right? Like, you know, they talk about the Bucks and they talk about this. What is it that is making them so lazy in the ring and being so bad at selling or making things look legitimate? Like, what is it? Like, if you love the business so much, why are you not trying to have the business stay what it is? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It just kind of drove me nuts. You know, it's something I was thinking about. And then, you know, the funny part is a lot of wrestlers from the past weren't even interested in being wrestlers.
No.
They just became wrestlers because they were out of, like, football or bodybuilding or this, you know, and yet they seemed to act like they wanted to be like they were wrestlers, you know what I mean? Like, they cared about the business. I mean, they would beat you the fuck up if you fucking talk shit about the business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they really would fucking work people over. Like, I don't know. To me, it's just like this weird conundrum. The people who didn't even fucking grow up wanting to be wrestlers became wrestlers, and they protected the business more than the people who love wrestling, grew up loving wrestling, and wanted to become wrestlers. They don't protect the business at all.
No.
They make it a joke, and they turn it into Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, it's very, it's very Twilight Zone. I don't understand it. And again, you know, there's enough. We keep saying this all the time. There is enough guys back there on paper who should be able to instill the necessity of treating this like wrestling, knowing how to produce it properly, and it just doesn't seem to be a priority. And it's weird to me because, you know, I haven't been on for a few weeks, so I never really had a chance to talk about this, and so I'll make it very brief. Rampage last week. Was it last week where Punk came out, or has it been 2 weeks ago? My God, I can't remember. I don't know where the time has gone.
It's been about 2 weeks.
Been about 2 weeks. When Punk came out the first time with Rampage, I felt like I wasn't watching AEW. The way that was all put together, I'm talking from the camera work and from the production and everything. I swear I did not feel like I was watching AEW. I felt like I was like having an out-of-body experience. It did not feel like AEW. And I mean that in a bad way because it was so spot-on perfect. It was perfectly produced. It felt like there was a lot of care that went into it. They obviously took a lot of time with this. Everything else with AEW feels very slipshod and just put together really quickly. AEW, to me, feels like an IKEA project. Whereas old school wrestling was you're buying an armoire from Raymore and Flanagan, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a better analogy. But AEW feels like IKEA. It's very quickly put together. You're not necessarily following the instructions. You just want to make sure you have a fucking bookcase to put your books on. Right. And I have felt this way since it started. And every time I feel like they're getting more and more guys in there, like Punk, like Bryan eventually, who are going to be like, you got to fucking fix this shit. We'll see if it happens. We'll see. Again, yeah. Punk, I thought, was very telling where he put out that tweet, hey, Tony, I'm going to let you hold the microphone. And that's a very small symptom to the overall mess, but that's the point I'm making, right. Is that maybe now that he's there, and maybe now that Bryan is coming along, those two guys do care. They care a hell of a lot more than Jericho does. They care a hell of a lot more than a lot of these other veterans do. Those two guys bleed wrestling from their pores. And I'm hoping that from every aspect of the business, the production, the selling, the ring work, the fucking aprons that you were talking about, everything, I am hoping that some of this influence is gonna come through, because it's not coming through from the top and it's disappointing. Fuck the Young Bucks. But, you know, Cody should care. Kenny should care. These guys come from these, you know, well, Cody, obviously, you know, third generation. Kenny, not so much, but Kenny should still care. Second generation he is. So, you know, see it really. And it's, I don't know. I just don't feel like, unless you finally have these guys being listened to, these new guys who are coming in, that what you saw when Punk came out for the first time is going to remain an aberration. Everything else just feels, yeah.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Big Dub jumped on. He said, "Hey, just jumping in to say hi." And ZD.
ZD! Big Dub, you missed it. My ZD wasn't expired yet. It's still good to go in the apartment.
All right, let's move on to the pay-per-view preview and prediction. Okay, pre-show. Now, the Battle Royal, the Women's Battle Royal, was supposed to be the pre-show. Pac couldn't get approved for a visa or something, so the Andrade, El Idolo, and Pac match is off, which sucks because I really wanted to see that match.
Right.
However, if I'm not mistaken, there is another match taking that place, and I didn't see it listed, but yeah, it's not listed. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought so. Let's talk about it real quick. Andrade versus Sammy Guevara is apparently going to be on this paper. Could be a great match.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's start with the pre-show. A bunch of guys versus a bunch of guys I could give a fuck. That's right there. I won't even list it. If you fucking have any idea how I feel about certain guys, basically most of these guys, except Jungle Boy, I could give a fuck about.
Yeah, I agree.
So, just take a guess. It's like 18 guys versus 18 guys. No, literally, it's 2, 4, 5. It's 5 on 5. Hardy Family Office versus Jungle Boy and fucking Best Friends.
Yeah.
No interest. I don't care as long as Jungle Boy looks
Yeah.
good. So, no prediction.
Yep.
Jungle Boy wins.
Jungle Boy wins. I'll go with you with that, too.
Then we got the Women's Battle Royal. I'm not going to fucking read all the entrants. We kind of know. And there's one to be determined. So, I'm going to go with the easy way. I'm going to say Ruby Soho is the to be determined.
Yeah.
How about you, Alan?
I agree. She definitely, I can't think of anybody else who's TBD. They've been talking about her for the longest time. If it's not her, it's going to be quite surprising. I can't think of who else it might be.
Does she win?
Nah, no, I don't think so.
Who do you think?
Again, I like the Reba idea. I think, honestly, because they're so fucked up, I can almost legitimately see Reba winning. You know what? I'm going with Reba as the pick.
She's not in there, dude.
Wait, she's not in the Battle Royal? I thought she was.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she is.
She's in there. Yeah.
So you're going Rebel?
I'm going with Rebel. I'm gonna be interested. I'm gonna go with Rebel. I think it's a good. I think honestly because this company is so fucked up that I could see them going with let's put two shit performers in the ring together for the shit.
See, there's a whole bunch I'd be interested in. Thunder Rosa, Jade, Shida, but I mean they're not gonna do the Shida thing.
Yeah,
again.
they won't do that again so soon.
How about Hayter though?
Hayter, baby. Yeah, it's true.
I think Hayter over Rebel.
Hayter's got good presence.
Yeah, but I like Hayter as a heel so far. So, unless they want to use it to turn Britt face, but in my opinion, you just don't turn Britt face. You just don't do it.
And Britt has actually.
I don't care how much she's getting cheated.
I agree. And Britt has publicly gone out there saying she does not want to be a face. I have a feeling that Tony cares enough about what she has to say that she has been very adamant about that for a while now. That, when she was face, she really disliked it. I think she's shit enough in the ring. You turn her face, you're completely sabotaging that entire character.
Yes.
So, yeah.
She'll get exposed.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, she was exposed before, but the fans, for some reason, have zero remembrance of how dog shit she was in the ring.
Yes.
Just because she's got such a great heel persona.
Yeah.
John says, I think the Pac travelers issue is part of the storyline. Andrade is going to come out, demand the match start, and Pac get counted out. But Pac comes out the last second. Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, they announced he's wrestling Sammy. I mean, maybe somebody made that up, but I thought I seen a promo for that.
Yeah, I thought I saw that too.
So that would be cool, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Then we have Paul White versus QT Marshall now.
Fuck, I don't care.
Yeah. I don't give a flying fuck either. I'm going to go Paul White winning, though, of course.
Yeah, I think they're going to have Paul White win. It'll have to be one of those feel-good matches. Yeah, I'll go with Paul White.
Man, this card's looking fucking dog shit.
This card's awful.
Dog shit.
It really is awful. Outside of the CM Punk match, it's really a lame card.
All right, Jon Moxley versus Kojima. I'm going to say Moxley.
Me too.
Just because it's, he's AEW.
Me too.
Kojima's older now, so. Then we have Chris Jericho versus MJF.
I don't care who the fuck wins as long as this ends the goddamn feud.
It's gonna, yeah, I'm with you on that. It's gonna be Chris Jericho. I don't. The face got to win the finality of the feud.
Yeah, he's been behind it too much. But if he wins, I really like all joking aside, I really do hope this legitimately finishes it off. They
you and me both.
This has to be it. They can't keep extending this fucking thing already. Give Jericho the win, make it a feel-good end to the feud, and move on. Yeah.
Then we get Miro versus Kingston. Man, I'm kind of torn on this. I got to be honest.
I want Miro. I think Miro has to keep that championship for a long time.
I think this could be a start of a feud with these guys, though.
Yeah.
Where Kingston takes the title and Miro eventually gets it back. But I'm wondering if CJ joins Miro to beat Kingston during the show.
Yeah, that's true.
Because her 90 days is up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
John asks if Moxley brings the GCW title to the ring. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think they were stupid dropping that. Anyway, I think they kind of were stupid dropping that title, taking the title off Cardona. I think he was really fucking a heat seeker for that promotion.
Yeah.
The fans hated him. He made his own fucking spinner title, and then like, I don't know. I'm sure he did that on his own, but like, bro, you really dropped the ball having him lose the title like that.
Yeah, I don't know who that did any good for at all.
Yeah, I don't know. And Jimmy's in the chat for the first time in like 8 months,
Wow.
trying to run us down like he's better than us. The fucking Munchkin truck driver is better than us, apparently. Fuck out of here, bro. Yeah, John Pop for Eddie's D's Nuts comment. Yeah, that was good. That was really good. Try to run this shit down, bro. Get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna say Miro. I'm gonna say Miro. CJ makes appearance and causes Kingston the title.
Yes.
Well, not cause it. He's the reason. One of the reasons he doesn't win the title.
Okay.
Baker versus Statlander. I'm going Baker all the way.
Yeah, there's no way it's time for her to lose this thing yet. And they're going to want to put her in a feud with whoever wins that battle royal. So, yeah, there's no way she's losing that title.
Right. Now, this match could be really fucking good. The Bucks versus the Lucha Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know the fucking match is going to be probably pretty good. Let's see how it plays out. I'm going to go with the Lucha Brothers taking the title.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I think it's about time. I think that if you're going to have that happen, this is a good format to have it happen in.
I would wish that it was more of a built-up feud.
Me too.
And they lose the titles. But I have a feeling this may be a transition.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Might be a transition.
Yeah.
Then we get Kenny Omega versus Christian. Omega.
Not even a...
Omega keeps the title.
Oh, yeah, not even a doubt in the world on that one.
No. Finally, CM Punk versus Darby Allin.
I honestly see this ending in a no contest.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I
don't know
don't see
how,
that they would do that as a pay-per-view with CM Punk.
But I don't know if they're going to just give Punk the win, and at the same time, I don't think they would just have Allen go over Punk. I don't know. I feel like it ends in a no contest. Who do you think is going to win?
I think Punk wins.
You think Punk wins clean?
He doesn't make a comeback like this and then lose his first match.
But again, I don't think he's losing. I do not think he's losing at all.
I could see him putting him over.
Okay.
But, you know.
Okay.
I could see him putting Darby over, but I don't think the first match.
Okay.
I think they have something down the line, and he puts him over, but I don't think first match. If he does, I'd be surprised. Where, if at all, do you see Bryan Danielson making a appearance?
Wasn't there word out there, obviously not confirmed whatsoever, that it might be tonight?
Right, that's the rumor. So where in this whole
I think that's the end of the show. I think if Bryan shows up, he shows up at the end of the show.
But it's basically face versus face, and then you're bringing another face. Like, it's like
so,
3 baby faces. What do you know what I'm saying? How do you play that?
Right, so that's why I'm thinking that maybe, there's another heel that causes the no contest. Some surprise heel who's going to maybe be Punk's next opponent is going to cause the no contest, and then Bryan comes out.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Okay, I'm with that. I like that. Yeah. That kind of works.
Because you got to have somebody else face Punk next, and it's got to be a heel. Who it's going to be, I don't know. But that's what I think happens. Is someone comes out, fucks with the match, Bryan comes out at the very end.
The fucking Lollipop Kid is fucking trying to talk shit in the chat over there. The Lollipop Kid. Like, relax there, Jimmy. Fucking paint you purple and fucking roll you down a hill. All right. All right. So, oh shit. No chance. No. He says Danielson causes a DQ to no chance. I don't see Danielson coming in as a heel.
No, exactly. There's no way he comes.
He's too huge of a face.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And he's been a face for so long.
Yeah.
All right.
That'd be great if Flair got involved.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, nah,
if they bring Flair out, that would be great.
I don't know. All right, on if the Andrade versus Sammy match, what do you think? Who do you think? Andrade, right?
Oh yeah, Andrade for sure.
Yeah,
oh yeah.
If that turns out to be so, okay. Of all these matches, what do you think is going to be the surprise match of the night or the best match of the night? Let's go. Best match of the night in your opinion. What's it going to be?
Oh, man. See, I can't believe I'm going to say this. It might be the tag match in the cage. But because I'm looking at this card, it's a pretty crap card. I don't know. Maybe the Punk Allen match surprises us. Maybe they do put on a clinic.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good
match. Maybe it. You know what? If I had to say, like, what's going to be the best match on the card, maybe it's Punk Allen.
I think Miro Kingston. I'm going Miro.
Miro Kingston will be up there for sure. There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
What's your sleeper match on this card?
Of the sleeper match, I'm gonna go with
that you think is gonna be better than people think it'll be.
Maybe the Moxley match.
Moxley Kojima.
Yeah.
Wow, this is
I mean, that should be an entertaining match, regardless. But yeah, maybe people think.
I guess it's not a tough one. I'm gonna say Omega Christian.
I don't know, man. Christian just bores the fuck out of me. I mean, Omega's gonna have to really.
But I think they had a good match when he lost its Impact.
It was an okay match.
So I think they'll have a good match. I think it'll be one of the sleepers.
All right.
I can't even say it's a sleeper because a sleeper to me is more like Chris versus Statlander. Britt versus Statlander.
Yeah, it's got to be one that you just have out of nowhere is going to be.
All right, what match is going to be the fucking shit, the complete dog shit of the show?
Oh, it's got to be Paul White and QT Marshall.
You think that'll be?
I think that's going to be dog shit.
No, I'm going Britt and Chris Statlander.
You think so?
Yeah. I really do. Chris is still super green. Britt's super green.
Yeah.
You put them together, and they try to do too much. They always try to do too much.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Chris does look okay in the ring, but she is still green. That's a good point.
She misses a lot of shit, dude.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I'm not going to change my answer, but outside of that, yes, I can easily see that one being the shit match of the night.
Who'd you say was going to be the shit match?
Paul White and QT Marshall.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Paul White just has no business being in that ring anymore. He really doesn't. He's not bad on commentating. He's a little funny. He's like Taz. He does say some stupid shit. There's a reason why he has his own Botchamania sequence now. So Botchamania does a sequence for like insipid things that Taz says, which is really funny. And they've added one now for Paul White as well. Because Paul White says some funny, stupid shit as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Paul White has any business being in that ring anymore. And QT Marshall is certainly not somebody who's going to put on a clinic by himself. And he is not somebody who's going to carry Paul White, both literally nor figuratively.
No, and he's not a bad wrestler. I just don't have interest in the guy.
Yeah.
John says either Darby or Sting turns.
Nah, well,
I don't
see that either. I think that's not too soon.
I don't see Sting turning at all. Darby's too brooding to be. He's like Moxley. He's like the fan favorite that plays the razor's edge.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't see that happening.
Unfortunately, I don't think Darby would be a very convincing heel. He's too small. He's too.
Yeah, he needs that come from behind.
Yeah,
that underdog.
Right, Darby is an underdog, plain and simple. He is always going to be that underdog.
He needs to learn how to slap like a man.
Yeah,
I could say that much.
Yeah. Can he eventually turn heel? Yeah, I could see that happening maybe one day, but no, not yet.
Not right now. Yeah, I don't see it.
Yeah, no way.
All right, man. I think that's it.
Cool.
Previews and predictions done.
Yep.
Imagine the pre-show's like the best fucking match ever. 5-on-5.
You know what? Maybe that's the sleeper.
The women's battle royal.
Who knows? Maybe that's the sleeper.
As if men's battle royals are messy and disgusting. Imagine a women's battle royal with a fucking whole ring full of green as fuck women.
You know what then? I'm going to change my one of my answers then. That's going to be the shit match of the night.
You think that's
a good point? You know what?
I didn't want to put that in there because we know it's going to be.
Yeah, I guess it's not fair.
Always, battle royals are always going to be dog shit.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's not fair to use that. And also,
right.
If you're many people with pay-per-view predictions, they're very deliberate about it. They don't include pre-show in their predictions.
But it's not pre-show. It's now on the main card, though.
Yeah.
I won't include it just because it's a battle royal. Match-wise, Britt Baker, Statlander, I'm going.
Okay.
And you're going Paul White, QT?
Yeah, I'm not going to change my answer. I think you're right. I just don't like to change my answer, but I think you're right that that's going to definitely be up there for sure.
Yeah. Again, shout out to Italy and Germany. You guys showing out again. We're on the charts forever now with you guys. So
I can't speak for Germany, but I know why Italy's showing up.
Why?
Talking about the ZD every week, man.
Yeah, that's true. So shout out to Italy and Germany. You guys are showing out. You got us on the charts constantly for at least Italy's been about 3 weeks now. Germany's been for a while. So please send us an email. I know I said this after promotions last week, so you probably turned off the show. But send us an email if you're out there in Italy and Germany and you're listening. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, man.
We'd love to, just have you say hi. So yeah, as always, please like, share, subscribe, hit the thumb, hit the bell. If you're watching on Facebook, please subscribe to like the page, share the show. That would be helpful. Everything we do is at uncensoredalliance.com, Twitter at AEW Uncensored, email us at AEW Uncensored Podcast at gmail.com. Like I said, on Facebook, we are AEW Uncensored Podcast. Throw it in the search bar. We have a page and a group. They'll both pop up. Like the page, join the group. We're on all third-party podcast applications, as well as Google Podcasts, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, iHeart Radio, and iTunes. Please write us a review on iTunes. We'd really appreciate that. Join us on the show if you'd like to get some, something off your chest about AEW. Hit the link in the description, the Skype link, and send us a message. That's how we'll link up to get you on the show. Shout out to everybody in the chat. John, Jimmy, who else jumped in? Big Dub jumped in for a second. Shout out to Certified Hustler. And I think we had one other. Let me go. I don't want to fucking leave him out.
I'm Rick.
Yep. So shout out to you guys. Thanks for joining us. And we'll see you soon. All right, everybody. Peace. Peace.